welcome back to my channel. My name's Carter. I love talking about movies, horror movies, superheroes, and comic books. Today, I just got out of seeing the new movie, The Bikeriders, which is written and directed by Jeff Nichols. It stars Jodie Comer. I almost said Adam Driver. It stars... he is not in this film. Tom Hardy, Austin Butler, and it has cinematography by Adam Stone. Before I get into this, have you seen The Bikeriders? Are you excited for it? If you haven't seen it, if you have seen it, did you like it? Did you not like it? Do you agree with anything I said? Let me know down in the comment section below and enjoy the video. The Bikeriders tells the story of a biker club back in the late 60s, early 70s that forms together, and the story of a few of those members and their legacy that they leave. And this was something that I had heard about a few months ago. I tried to stay away from the trailers, marketing. I really try and do that nowadays because there's a lot of marketing that ruins movies. And so I went into this completely blind. I didn't really know what to expect. And right before I kind of dive into this, I wouldn't go in expecting some Sopranos type thriller. It's very melodically paced. I don't even know if melodically... Dude, I cannot choose my words today. It's very slow paced, very slow burn. So just kind of have that in your mind before you go and see this film. And honestly, I don't have a ton to say about this movie, so I'll get right into the positives. The biggest positive I can give about this movie is that Jodie Comer, of course, is great as always. She's great in everything she's in. She's really, really good in this film. Tom Hardy's really good. He's always entertaining. He's always doing something to spice up his character, whether there's a goofy accent. His character in this movie is no! He talks like Bane, but if Bane didn't have the mask and had a super high-pitched voice. I'm like, dude, what is he talking about, man? And then Jodie Comer's got some crazy accent I can't even try and do. And then Austin Butler just talks like Elvis. Pretty much all the performances here were pretty good. Shannon is great as always. He's really funny in this movie. Also has probably my favorite character building scene with a scene around a campfire. It was my favorite because I would say that there's not a lot of standout character moments in this film. I thought that also it looked beautiful. The cinematography by Adam Stone and the direction by Jeff Nichols is very strong. Both of them have a great eye for the camera and also a great eye for lighting and blocking. Like I mentioned, the campfire scenes and just any nighttime scenes were lit very, very well. They were blocked very well to where near the last half of the movie when, the gang or the club starts kind of growing, then you kind of get a little bit more uneasy and a little bit more on edge, which I did enjoy, so props to that. The sound design as well was great. I thought, honestly, technically this movie's pretty good. Good on all fronts. There's nothing that stuck out like a sore thumb like Madam Web. This movie's very competently made, obviously. Everyone who's working on it has been working on great films for a long, long time. My issues were with the creative side of things. So getting into the mixed negative, probably just all one big thing, I'll just say right away that something about this movie didn't click for me. And it was with the characters and the plot. Although I did like Jodie Comer and Tom Hardy's characters, the rest of the characters I found to be pretty bland, pretty one note, and the plot to be very slow burning, and anytime it picked up some sort of tension or interest, it would immediately slow back down to just things that I wasn't too engaged in. It spends an awful lot of time delving into kind of the ins and outs of this club and capturing the time period that this club was in, which some people will love. I liked, but I think it spent a little too much time on that and not enough time kind of building up a conflict. I know this is based on a true story, but for me, my favorite films that are based on true stories are able to kind of build a conflict or a climactic theme or a climactic feeling, a cinematic feeling, like 42, like The Social Network, like Zodiac, other films like that, to where the director, the writer is able to kind of build upon the true story and make it more cinematic, make it feel cinematic. It may betray some of the true story, but that's just kind of how I prefer it to be. And I feel like, I have no idea if this is actually accurate or not, so I could be totally wrong. I feel like it's not very climactic, not very cinematic, very slow burn. And I mentioned this in my short review I posted on YouTube, but it's very focused on diving into themes, diving into this time period and everything that's going on with this gang, the ins and the outs, or the club and the ins and the outs. and the parties that they have or picnics that they have. And it was entertaining at first, but it quickly grew to be just a little stale. And I really wish this movie clicked for me. I wish that the plot, the story, and the characters clicked for me, but it just didn't. And I found myself to be somewhat bored in the middle of the film. Like I mentioned, there's times of tension or times of conflict that build up, and then it immediately just kind of crashes into nothing. It kind of crashes into just being more about, oh, this is like Tom Hardy, he's just drinking, you know. Like, and I'm being very nitpicky, and I know there's going to be a lot of people that really love this film. There's going to be a lot of people that adore it, and honestly, I was really hoping I would, and it doesn't make me happy to sit here and say that I didn't. But I just didn't. It didn't click with me. I found it to maybe be trying a little too hard to be cool. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get flamed in the comments for that, but it's true. It just felt like it was trying a little too hard to be cool. And it had moments of greatness, moments that I really enjoyed, and then it would just kind of dive back down into being very, very mundane, I think is the right word, to where it just felt a little too slow. And honestly, that's my biggest complaint with this film. Like I mentioned, technically, everything is really good. I just think that maybe the editing and the pacing could have been a lot better. The pacing, for sure, I felt like it just killed it. That was the biggest issue I had with the movie that I can actually kind of like pinpoint, put my finger on. The pacing, for me, did not work at all. So sadly, the Bikeriders is going to be like a 5 out of 10 for me, to where there were things about it that I liked, but for the most part, I just couldn't get into it. I couldn't get hooked. And unfortunately, it's going to be a 5 out of 10, which is the mediocre that a Morton Joe. Mediocre. So that is a bummer. Anyways, guys, let me know what you thought about the Bikerider down in the comments section below. As always, guys, thank you so much for the support on the channel. I just posted a video about what I think is wrong with the first 3 episodes of The Boys Season 4. Feel free to go check that out. I got a Daredevil retrospective coming soon on the movie, and I'm still editing that massive intro to horror video. I got over an hour of footage that I have been going through for like a month. I'm really lazy with it. I do apologize. But as always, guys, have a great rest of your day.